Yeah.
Thank you, Dale. I didn't give you my new headshot. I got a new headshot because I have a lot more salt and pepper now over the last 3.5 years. But still look young, full of excitement, youthful there. It's been a hard 1.5 years, right? But God's good, and I feel Sioux Falls is in a good position after the tough 1.5 years. But I have to start with a COVID joke, okay? Is that okay? Because I saw a meme going around about the safest people during COVID were the praise team drummers. And we put them back. We put all this stuff around them. So no praise team drummer got COVID because they are protected and nice. You got the mask on them over there. But little background about me that you may or may not know is my wife, when Jill and I got married, and she wanted to be here today. We're both obviously huge supporters of the Right to Life movement. We have some kid conflicts this morning, but when Jill and I met, Jill was a graphic designer at the Alpha Center. And she worked at the Alpha Center for many years. And there was a time when she was creating some collateral, and the collateral was actually for the National Abstinence Clearinghouse, which is kind of a sister organization to the Alpha Center. And they needed to use a wedding photo for some collateral. And my wife, being a good Dutch lady that she is, means short arms, deep pockets, cheap. She looked at what the cost was to buy a stock wedding photo, and she just said, let's just use our wedding photo. I mean, I'm not going to pay $80 for this. So we became, for like 2 years, the face of abstinence in our wedding photo. So I had someone come up to me and they said, hey, my daughter was trying on wedding dresses, and I saw you on an abstinence poster. I'm like, yeah, yes, that was us, you know. So it's my claim to fame in our early years. But I share that story just because we've been in Sioux Falls for 20 years, have known the Unruh family, you know, Leslie and Alan for that period of time as well. And just really appreciate the ongoing movement in this community to continue to preserve life in Sioux Falls. And it's a battle. It's an ongoing battle. You need people in elected office, but you also need people that are being the hands and feet of Christ outside of office and are coming to events like this and are doing the hard work. And it's hard work to stand up for this cause. You know, the fact that you need 8 security people here is a real bummer, quite honestly. I'm guessing they don't have 8 security people, private security people across town at that event they're doing, because it's a different time we're in. And I will tell you that where Jill and I are very passionate is what happens after we save the life. So it's important to prevent abortions wherever we can. One abortion is one too many. But where we as men and women of faith also have to step up and be involved is in what happens to that child once they've been saved from that abortion. And what programs do we have in our community? How are we being the hands and feet of Christ to that mother a lot of times who made the right decision but now has a very hard road ahead of her? And a lot of times I say her because there's a real absent fatherhood problem in our country, you know, where men aren't being men. They aren't stepping up and being fathers. And so when that mother makes the right decision to save that baby, we as a church and we as believers and we as people in this movement need to make sure we're coming alongside them and helping them. That's through mentorship. That's through coaching. That's through support. I'm very passionate about mentorship in this community because I see the need for more mentors, specifically male mentors, to mentor young men who are struggling in our city and who don't have good role models of what it's like to be a man of integrity. And so as we talk about the Right to Life movement and preventing abortions, I don't want it to be too far from us that we forget about what happens after we've done our job and saved that life. And now the real work begins, where we have to help that boy or that girl grow up to be a successful and obedient child of Christ. So one of the things I get to do to open up your conference today is read a proclamation, which I'm very proud to do from my office. And it goes like this. Whereas 2021 marks the 50th year since South Dakota Right to Life has been holding their annual state convention in the celebration of the sanctity of human life from conception to natural death. Whereas the preamble of the Declaration of Independence states that, quote, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men." Whereas as citizens of the United States, we recognize that without life, there is no liberty. Without liberty, there is no freedom in which the individual may pursue happiness. So our policy must always be to defend human life at all stages. Whereas we must stand firmly united as a community that shows respect and love for the dignity and worth of every person at every stage of life. The unborn, the aged, the disabled, the mentally ill, and all of our most vulnerable neighbors. Whereas I respectfully encourage all South Dakotans to care for women with unexpected or unwanted pregnancies, to encourage responsible fatherhood, to affirm our state's pro-life pregnancy centers, to support adoption and foster care, and to ensure that every child can be raised to live and have the liberty to pursue their own happiness. Now therefore I, Paul Tenhaken, Mayor of the City of Sioux Falls, do hereby proclaim October 1 and 2 of 2021 as a celebration of life weekend in Sioux Falls. And I ask every citizen of this great city to join me in considering what we have missed by the loss of lives who have been cut short, and then to raise our voices in defending and cherishing human life. In this way, we can all work toward a day when the dignity and humanity of every life is respected. Thank you for being here today and your continued work towards this cause. Thank you.